Hi, welcome to Live and Look Luxe. My in-depth beauty masterclass is finally going live here on YouTube. It consists of 10 easy to follow chapters, and I'll be releasing one a week. And so get ready to become an expert in your own beauty so that you can make more informed choices when it comes to your hair color, to building a perfect makeup collection, as well as learn your body shape and learn both styling and shopping techniques to really build your signature style. Anyway, let's get into it. This is chapter 1. Hi, welcome to chapter 1, Inner Beauty. Hope you're feeling relaxed, excited, and ready to learn. So I'd like to invite you to just take a couple of deep breaths, really disconnect from your last activity so that you're mentally, physically present, and so you get the most out of this class. All right, so as we all know, beauty obviously starts from within. And I'm not just talking about being a good person, having a beautiful personality, your kindness. Obviously, all of those personality traits add to your inner beauty and your overall beauty. But what I'm going to be talking about in this chapter are things that you can start doing today to better your skin, to better your energy, your enthusiasm, and your overall well-being. And I hate to start with something so basic, but even I myself can be bad at this, and that is to properly hydrate your body. You can be spending $500 on a tub of cream for your face or for your under eyes, but if you are not properly hydrated, that cream is not going to do much for you. And we need the proper inner hydration in order to look young, youthful, and to have the best complexion that you can possibly have. I always like to start my mornings with some lemon water. It's a great way to kickstart your digestive system. I suffered for years with digestive issues, and it definitely showed up on my skin. And lemon water, because it becomes alkaline once it hits the body, creates a better pH balance in your body, which is a great way to already start the day. And some of these tips I'm going to give you that I feel you might think they're out of reach, or that's cool, but I'm probably not going to do that, or well, that's expensive, or that takes so much time to plan ahead. I honestly thought I ate pretty healthy most of my life. And a couple years ago, I actually started following this girl on social media, and she had lost weight and she had this beautiful complexion. And she would always do these what I eat in a video. And so I watched and I was like, I probably don't have the same taste as her. Probably not going to be eating the same things. Probably not even going to be interested in the things she's eating. In watching her videos, it totally inspired me to eat better. And this is the funny thing. We all know we're supposed to eat more fruits and vegetables and hydrate, and that's great. But we'll essentially go to the grocery store and get the same things we always got, and then we're home and then we fall into our same patterns. So anyway, as simple as this is, this girl would just add berries to almost every meal and add a side of greens. So my next grocery trip, I was like, I'm not going to completely change what I'm already doing, but I'm going to add a few things. So I started buying more avocado, started buying fresh berries, and easy packs of green that were already washed. Yes, it is best if you grow them in your own garden and if you wash them and chop them up yourself. But if it means that you're going to eat more greens, buying the already washed stuff is a great option. So in just that one grocery trip alone, in 1 week, I completely changed how I formatted my meals. And I was not taking anything away that I was, eating previously. I was actually just adding. But because I was adding, I was fuller and more satisfied and for longer. Another thing I was doing, not only was I fueling my body, but I was getting the added benefits of glowing skin. And the thing is, it doesn't take a ton. I think we imagine that we need to eat like 5 pounds of fruits and vegetables a day, and it really doesn't need to be that. And so I don't mean to go over a very elaborate story, but I feel like stories makes us connect way more and makes things a little more personable, which will in turn make them stick a little bit more and maybe inspire you to actually try them out yourselves. So again, this wasn't an expensive change. I was satisfied and I had much better glowing skin. My digestive system felt so much better. And the feeling you get when you eat better is, to me, what motivates me to do it again. I mean, of course, we all like junk food, we all like ice cream, and I remember eating those things and then just not feeling my best. And I'm not talking about the guilt or anything like that. I'm talking about actually feeling sluggish, tired. But when you make better choices for yourself, as little as adding some berries to your breakfast, adding some greens to the side of maybe your sandwich at lunch, you feel like you're in control of you. And I can't explain the benefits that has, especially on a long term. And because it makes you feel good, you're gonna be more apt to doing it again. Another thing you want to do is avoid fried bad foods for you. You know what they are. And for special occasions, or you've just had a tough week and you don't have time to make dinner, and you just want some fast food, of course, food is made to be enjoyed, to indulge every once in a while. It actually is very serotonin boosting. It's good for you. What you don't want to do is have that as your default. You want to have your healthy meals that you fall back on and that those become your normal. Another thing you want to add is a light protein to every meal. My breakfast used to be a cup of coffee and a piece of toast or a waffle. Very little nutrition in that. That's how I was starting my day. And then around noon or 1, I would feel faint. I felt low energy. I felt irritable. So adding light protein to every meal, yes, that includes breakfast. That can be an egg. That can be some tofu. That can be some light chicken breast, whatever, suits your taste and your lifestyle. But adding protein to every meal not only keeps your blood sugar at a much more level pace, making you feel so much more even keeled throughout the day. So that made a huge difference. So now my breakfasts look more like 2 scrambled eggs, some sauteed spinach and cherry tomatoes, maybe even some garlic with a little pinch of truffle salt. Super inexpensive ingredients, tastes absolutely delicious, and it keeps me fueled and happy longer. And now nourishment doesn't only come from food. It comes from everything that you take in. So toxic relationships, a toxic work environment, anything that is adding stress to your life can be as bad for you as eating unhealthy. So you want to take into account everything that you take in your life on a daily basis. And you really want to figure that out for yourself. We always think like, I'm too busy, I don't have the time, but this is your life. You need to take stock of your life every once in a while, and you need to see what is working and what is not. And for me, it was my lifestyle and how I was eating. And so when I was having those hormone imbalances, I realized that A, it was a lot of how I was eating, but B, it was a lot of my circumstances and my environments. And I know it's not easy. I was stuck in a salon that I hated working at, and I couldn't just up and leave, not at that moment at least. But as soon as I was able to, I did. Another thing you want to add is a good workout routine. And again, this took me years. In my early 20s, I was friends with girls that, went to the gym all the time. And I tried that. I definitely did. It wasn't me. I'm not a, run a marathon or do, super excessive kind of intense workouts. It's just so not me. It doesn't suit my personality. I hated the way I felt just going into it. I always dreaded it. And so I just told myself, I don't like working out. I did the occasional, go for a long walk or go on a hike, but never really had a routine. And then a couple of years later, I would join the gym again, make me feel horrible. If I didn't go 6 days a week, then I would cancel my subscription. And that whole cycle would just continue until I found what was right for me. So about 1.5 years ago, I just started doing Pilates at home. And at first when I started doing it, I was like, well, this is too easy. This is probably not doing much. But I continued because it made me feel awesome. And about after a month of doing it, I felt stronger. I was able to hold the plank longer, things like that, things that I had told myself, that's just not me. I'm not an athlete. I'm not good at working out. It's just not my body style. It's just not me. Once I finally found what I liked, what I realized is I don't like high intensity workouts, but doing Pilates, doing yoga has so strengthened my body. It's toned it without my body going into this like crash course of a change. And again, it's been a year and a half, and I have not gone 1 week without doing at least 2 to 3 workouts because now I miss it. I realized I was so much more focused and my mood completely improved. Even on the days that I didn't work out, my body still felt strong. And so that's something that I really invite you to explore. Try different things. And maybe intense workouts is your thing. My husband is definitely one of those. He's very much an all or nothing kind of person when it comes to working out. And I think that's great. That works for him. If he's not challenged, if he's not dripping in sweat, to him, it's not a workout. It's just not me. Also, having lived through a pandemic now for over a year, I know that it's been tough for so many of us, and not just financially, but mentally. It's been really hard. And honestly, to me, because I have been making so many of these changes over the last couple of years, I actually felt that my mental state and overall well-being was probably the best it's been in a long while. And that is why I do attribute it to all my positive life changes that I've made. Another thing too is just get out, just get some sunshine. I don't care if it's, sitting outside on your patio for 10 minutes or going for a short walk, whatever you have time for, do it. For me, it could be the fact that I was actually born on an island, but the healing powers of the sun and the ocean to me are unmatched. Not all of us live near the beach, but anytime that you can get out and get some sun, do it. And it's preferable that you do it daily, but it is crucial. We're essentially little house plants. We need a ton of water and a ton of sunshine. Another thing that you should incorporate more into your life as much as possible is socialization and laughter. And this is coming from an introvert. It is very important to cater to your energy needs, and if you need alone time, obviously get that. But the opportunity to hang out with a good friend, have a good laugh, have a good, deep, soulful conversation, I truly believe that adds years to your life. And once again, after living through a pandemic, I think I value this even more than I ever did. And more than anything, to really just not take life so seriously. I know in my younger years, personally, I was someone that took everything so serious. I one day in 3rd grade started crying, and my teacher was like, "What's going on?" And I was freaking out because I didn't know how to finish a college application letter. And that my teacher at the time was like, "It's not something you need to worry about right now." And it was just one of the things on my to-do list of life, and it popped up and I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then I went into complete freak out mode. And I know that a healthy dose of worry gets things done, but taking things that are not really that serious less serious is a huge life achievement. So try practicing that. It does not come easy. I promise you, it wasn't easy for me. But I always try to think, is this issue really that important? Is it going to matter when I'm 80? Probably not. Then it's not a big deal. And just being lighter with yourself and with others, and just laugh more because, again, it's not that serious. All right, and for my last health tip, it is to get adequate sleep. I went probably over 5 years of my life sleeping less than 5 hours a night. And again, this was around the time that I felt my absolute worst. And even when I was making changes, and it's I still feel like crap. Why do I feel like crap? I'm young, I'm starting to eat better, and nothing on earth will replace good sleep. And I do have a big heart for people that suffer with insomnia and sleep-related issues. Definitely recommend speaking to your doctor. There is medicine and things that can help you. But for the most of us, I think we're not sleeping because we're doing too much or spending way too much time in front of our screens, which is probably worse. One thing that really helps me get better sleep, say if I'm exhausted, overwhelmed from the day, is taking even if it's just 10 minutes before bedtime, doing a stretch or just doing a seated meditation, just something to kind of transition you from the day into sleep mode. And throughout the day, I love to think of what I'm grateful for, but at night, more so than any other time, I like to make a list of at least 3 things that I'm either grateful for in life or in that day. Completely changes your perspective on the day. Sometimes we can think like, oh, today was just such a tough day. But if you try and think of things you're grateful for, every single day will probably have at least 3 amazing things. And so shifting your mindset to that rather than the issues of the day will not encourage you to go to sleep faster, but it'll make for better sleep all around. All right, and my absolute last bonus tip, and it's very appropriate for this course, which is to live and look luxe. And by that, I recommend you adding small luxuries to your day. And now these don't have to be expensive. It can be a matter of having a luxurious cup of coffee that is your favorite roast, grind. If you're not a coffee drinker, be it something else. But indulge yourself in small luxuries that are luxuries to you. This sounds so silly, but this will make you more you. It makes you a little bit of an expert in a little area. It can be getting your nails done, whatever you define as luxury. But basically, a luxury is supposed to leave you feeling like you want nothing else. And with this mentality, you start to want to take care of yourself more. And taking care of yourself is essential to looking your best. And so whether that is looking for the perfect facialist for you, or buying that luscious cashmere sweater that means a lot to you, getting a relaxing spot treatment, that is definitely my soft spot. But it's basically doing things for you that the outside public doesn't necessarily see, but it adds to who you are, to your well-being, and that people see. So it's basically small little investments that you do for yourself that in the long run have huge impact. All right, I hope you're super inspired to make small changes, just simple luxuries to your everyday life, and make some small changes that you've learned here today, and to get you ready for the next chapter.